Well, hello and welcome to ILoveGay today. And this is our first time in Vienna, Austria. And we're here with Alice Frick. How are you, Alice?
Hello, I'm really good. Thank you very much.
It was funny because when we first met and we were chatting, and I was talking about my recent voyage where in Vienna, and you were like, wait a second, that sounds very familiar. And the crazy part was we were both on the same Vakaya riverboat cruise, December 2019, and we didn't even know it.
I know, yeah, I know because a friend of mine, she said she's from the States and she did
Yeah,
this cruise and this Europe tour and said, "Oh, come and join me." But I was in London at that time. So the only time I could join her was in Budapest.
yeah.
And I spent one night on the boat and that's where we were together.
And we have that, and she's a friend in common, Andrea Meyerson. She's going to love that. She's going to say, "Wait a second, you're talking about me on this show." I love her. I've known her for over 20 years, and but yeah, she booked you on a comedy show to do a comedy skit. But the bad part was, and this is the part we haven't talked about, I go to bed early, so I missed it.
Oh, no.
I know. I couldn't stay up that late that last night.
Yeah, it was the last night. I know she had to get up, I think, at 4 o'clock, and I got up at
Yeah,
4 as well to say goodbye.
yeah.
But yeah, we went wild. I did some comedy and we went, we had a few drinks.
I know, I love it. But and that's your life, though. You're a comedian as well as other things we'll talk about here as well.
Yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian. So I'm originally from Austria, where I'm now in the lockdown as well. But I do live in London and I perform most of the time now in English. I did 2 solo shows in Austria and Germany, but now it's mostly English based.
Yeah. Do you perform it before the pandemic, at least? Did you perform it at comedy clubs and so forth, or what was your? How did that work?
Yeah, I perform literally all over the place. So
Yeah.
in the UK, I started to do more and more. Also in Europe, in Holland, I was. Where else was I? Yeah, Germany does have some English speaking comedy now as well. So I was just flying around and being on the train. And I have my own all-female comedy show called Laughing Labia. That's in London, in Soho. So
Oh my.
I didn't know what it meant. A friend suggested that name. I said, "Yeah, that sounds good." And then, oh, God, you got me in trouble.
I love it. But yeah, but that's allowed you to segue, especially during pandemic and all. But you've created a sitcom on kind of a web series YouTube channel about this.
Yeah, exactly. So I wrote I've written a feature film script before that we produced because I'm originally trained as an actress, and then I thought, oh, this would be fantastic if I have a sitcom because this I can act in it and I can be a comedian in it, so it would be
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
And I started to write this sitcom, and everything takes ages to develop and to produce, especially if you use the medium of film. So I shot the pilot of it in a shorter version 2 years ago, and then during the lockdown, I was thinking, oh God, before I wait another year that anything happened, I will just shoot the second episode in isolation. And that worked quite well. So I got 13 actors together and we shot on 14 different cameras. It was
Wow.
quite a nightmare for color correction and to edit
Yes.
and for
Yes.
sound.
Yeah.
But it worked out surprisingly well. And then I thought, okay, great. I produced the whole first season. And in between the lockdowns in London, I had a really small team of maximum 6 people. And
Yeah.
did one time we had with extras some more outside, but that was
Yeah.
still allowed. It's really difficult with all these new regulations. And yeah, that was released in December
Okay.
last year. So.
That's such a great way in order to keep yourself out there and relevant during this crazy time. And so, but it also allows people to get to know your wit and your charm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. I really enjoy it, and it's fantastic to see what you can do. I think a lot of people, a lot of artists discovered, as you see also for musicians, they started to home record, and you can, when you are pushed out of your comfort zone, you can actually get creative and do crazy things.
Yeah,
Or
I
with
agree.
with the iPhone and the camera, it's quite good quality,
Yeah.
quite easily.
No, it's similar to even creating this show. It was we'd never done it. It was definitely pushing boundaries and getting out of a comfort zone, and we never knew where it would go. But I have a feeling it has a life beyond all this in 2021.
And I think that's the thing, and also for us to connect over countries. I'm in Austria now. If that was only live or in a studio, I think it's, despite all the misery and awfulness it has created, there is a little percentage that's actually quite innovative out of it.
Positivity and hope. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But now you've, speaking of positivity and hope, I didn't even think of that segue, but you have a new book coming out as well.
Yeah, I did write an anti-self-help book. So it's a comedy book, and it is based on, it's a little bit of funny stories, because I had kind of a bad breakup, and then I thought, okay, I read a lot of self-help books. And while I was reading that in my misery, I thought, oh my God, this is actually hilarious. Yeah. And then I started to question it and to rewrite some chapters. And I worked with a friend who does the graphic, and we have, for example, it's a chapter is called "Stay Positive." So it takes it and makes it a little bit absurd. Yes. It's a funny book, and maybe it helps in the end as well. I don't know.
I love this. No, and we're going to make sure to include the trailer of your sitcom as well at the end of this video, and because and we're also going to have links to all these as well, including your YouTube channel and all that, because we really want people to be able to discover and find out what we saw when you and I first started to connect.
Yeah, great, thank you. And you helped me a lot with some Twitter inputs, because sometimes with social media it's my weakest part. Yeah. So apparently Instagram, is it called IG or something? Somebody said.
Some people call it Insta or IG, or just the two letters when they're, because everything's shorthand nowadays.
I looked like a 70-year-old woman, because somebody said, "Oh, are you on IG?" I said, "On what?"
I have a husband who I turn to and I ask him, "What does this mean?" And he'll often go, he'll roll his eyes in his head. "I can't believe you don't know that."
Yeah, oh God, so much to learn. I
know, but this is great, and I really appreciate you being able to take a few moments of your time and just kind of share a little of your story with our audience. And the next time we're, because I'm in love with river cruises now. By the way, that was like one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life. So hopefully when I'm bouncing around Europe and doing that again in a future date, we'll be able to connect again.
Perfect. And it should not take too long. The vaccine is on its way. So let's all get back to traveling.
Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye. Thank you.
Nice seeing you.
Bye.
The most famous comedian in Austria. I am also the only comedian in Austria. I wanted to wait for a special occasion to come out to my family.
What are you doing with your old wedding dress, Mama?
For you? It's about time.
I can see the Tower Bridge from my window. And Mama, within 1 week, I got a comedy gig in the West End.
Those little black dots in your bed, they were bed bugs.
There was a man in our kitchen.
Oh yeah, that was Tom.
This is a condom.
Liesl, don't judge me. I'm going through a heartbreak, and I read that you need to distract yourself after you break up with someone.
The West End is a pub.
It's a pub in the West End.
Don't worry, if they're not laughing, just get your tits out, you'll be okay, yeah?
This is a bringer show, so if you don't bring a guest, you won't perform here anymore. Understood?
Yes.
You don't need friends, you need dates.
Lesbians have short hair and short fingernails. You have only short fingernails. So the chances are that you are a lesbian are 50-50.
How much of a lesbian are you? I mean, are you bi or queer or pansexual, allosexual, or just bi-curious?
You swiped me. No, I was the woman behind.
Wait, is that cancelled?
Yes, he moved into the utility room yesterday.
I will help you living your dream. I will be your manager.
Shouldn't worry about it.